Hi ladies, it's Leah here. I don't know why this looks so dark all of a sudden. I hope you can see and hear me okay. Um, I'm coming to you straight from my bedroom because I am still nursing my ankle. In case you weren't aware, I stepped into the tiniest hole in my backyard last Friday and completely collapsed my ankle. Um, it's still swollen and bruised, and I can't walk on it. I'm instructed to keep it elevated as much as possible. So I'm sitting here on my mattress. We're also in the process of getting ready to move. Supposed to be moving next Tuesday, but it looks like that might change, and I'll keep you updated with that. Anyways. So yeah, lots of fun stuff happening here. Oh wait, how did I do that? Something happened with my light. Lots of fun stuff happening here, and but I wanted to jump in here and talk to you guys for a minute just about self-care and how it can actually be a gift for others. I feel like society paints this picture of self-care as that it's selfish or it's lazy, especially for women, especially for moms. There's so much guilt thrown at us for taking time for ourselves, making ourselves a priority. And I know that especially the first few years as a mom, it wasn't even just as a new mom, it was for a long time as a mom. If you don't know, my kids now are 11 and 7, so I've been doing this for a while now, and still figuring things out as I go along, as I'm sure you're all familiar. But I very much felt like if I did stuff to take care of myself, that I was putting someone else second, and basically that I was being selfish and bumping them out of the way to take care of me. And I want you to know that that is not truth. The truth is that when we are more loving and nurturing and patient with ourselves, we're actually more capable of being that way with those who we love and who are depending on us. So, comment below and let me know if you have babies, if you have older kids, if you're a working mom, if you're a stay-at-home mom. There's so many different variables and so many different ways that we get life just kind of thrown at us, and we're trying to balance all this stuff. And honestly, the best way to be able to do that in the most effective way and for us to be our best selves for everyone else is to take care of ourselves too. And it's not instead of, it's also. Okay, so I want you to really take that to heart and really understand that it's not either or. Okay, it's both, it's all, and it's possible, and it doesn't have to be difficult, and it doesn't have to add more overwhelm to what you're already experiencing. So one of the key habits that I know you have seen me talk about in here, and I've been talking about a lot, I just actually posted inside of another group that I'm a part of about this, actually 2 different groups. Been talking about this a lot lately all over Facebook land, I guess, but the thing is, I teach this to my clients and I practice this myself, and the number one thing that I recommend is fueling our bodies with good, nourishing, energizing foods. And I feel like sometimes people think about that, like, I want to eat healthier, and all these roadblocks come up. So it feels too hard, it feels too overwhelming, feels too confusing because you don't know what's right. Thanks for the like. I can't see who's on here, but hi and welcome, and thank you for being here. But but yeah, I feel like, you know, when we don't take care of ourselves and our bodies, then what tends to happen is we run ourselves ragged until something happens: burnout, illness, extreme fatigue, frustration. You know, all of us have probably been known to snap at our kids before. I feel like, and you know, hi Nisha, I'm fessing up here. I'm one, you know, it happens to the best of us, okay? So if that's happened to you, you're not alone. And I know that I'm not either. And so what I have found is that, you know, when we don't take care of ourselves, and we get extra grumpy, extra fuzzy, extra tired, extra just not efficient in our lives, and we have so much going on, so much to take care of, so many people depending on us. We have to take care of ourselves so that we can be our best selves for them. And I will tell you, I right now have been really, really focused on that. If you weren't here when I started, I had mentioned how I sprained my ankle last week. I'm literally like on the bed right now. I'm not supposed to move. I'm supposed to sit here and elevate my foot. So taking care of myself has been challenging, but so important, like more important than ever and more challenging than ever. So what I want to say about that is just, I know that my family is going through a lot of stress right now. We have a lot of things going on. And I know that if I were not taking care of myself, it would be so easy for me to fall into that cycle of everybody being frustrated and everybody snapping at each other and everybody freaking out over everything. And that's not to say that it doesn't happen to me. I'm not, you know, unfortunately, I'm not immune to that, but it's easier to keep my calm and keep my patience and keep my just balance within myself when I know that I'm taking care of myself and when I eat well. It just makes a huge difference. And when I don't eat in the morning, I notice it. If I wait too long to eat, I notice it. If I try to skip through on, like, you know, little empty calorie type snack stuff, I notice it. It doesn't work. So I have to be really, really intentional about what I eat. And it's not complicated stuff. And that's what I want to really drive home for you guys, is that when I started learning about nutrition, you know, 11 years ago when my son was a baby, Christy, hi Christy, she says, oh my God, I can never wait to eat. I'm totally a breakfast girl. Yes. Okay, me too. And I didn't used to be. I used to not eat. I used to skip breakfast. I used to work all day at my desk. I worked from home as a medical transcriptionist for 7 years, starting when I was pregnant with my son. So, but I would sit there and live on coffee all day. So not good. It's embarrassing almost for me to admit that, but it's how it is. And I learned so much from that about what works and what doesn't work, because what I did for a really long time doesn't work for me. And trying to do the whole complicated meal plans and diet plans and restrictive eating doesn't work for me either. So I really, really went into this when I started writing my cookbook, and then my other book, Eat to Beat Stress. I really, really focused on what is easy to do, doesn't make me feel overwhelmed, doesn't make me feel deprived of anything, fuels my body, helps me with energy. I can feed it to my kids too, so I don't have to do separate for everybody, because that's not easy. And so that's my number one tip, is get breakfast every day. Actually, Christy, you like beat me to the punch there. My thing is eat breakfast every day. So, sorry, I'm getting a little notification there. So it doesn't have to be hard. I had posted in here a couple of weeks ago a little free goodie for you guys. It was a 3 simple breakfast recipe like mini book. If you have not grabbed that yet, I would like for you to do that, please, because I really feel like that it will help you. You can go to the files section inside of this group and just grab it. There's no opt-in required. I just wanted to make it like as easy as possible for you to just grab that and use it. So, and then I also wanted to let you know that I have my Power Pack still available. That is a recipe book with 10 stress-busting breakfasts. The ingredients in those recipes are specifically put there because they have nutrients that literally help your body beat the physiological effects of stress. So, and it helps that they're very easy and very fast to put together. Half of them, I think over half of them, are ready in 5 minutes or less. I added some extra bonus recipes in there. So you have the 10 breakfast recipes, but there's also some little bonuses in there as well, and some prep tips to help you so that just it can make it even easier. And so I'll go ahead and post the link for that for you guys below. But I just wanted to come on here and share with you that that's available, share with you that the little freebie is available, and I've had so much positive feedback from that little 3 breakfast recipe booklet. Those recipes actually are directly from the 10 stress-busting breakfast recipe book that I'm offering in the Power Pack. So you can go grab that, see if it's feels doable. Hi, Renee. See if that feels doable. See if it's something that you and your family enjoy, and then you'll know before you have to buy anything. You'll know that, hey, I like this and it works. And every other recipe in that recipe book is super, super simple. The Eat to Beat Stress book, which is my bestseller, is also included in that Power Pack. And that includes 10 superfoods for alleviating stress. They're all super common foods. They're not specialty foods. You don't have to go to any kind of health food store or specialty store. It's all stuff that you can get just from any regular grocery store. You should have this stuff. And there's also recipes included with that. It also, hi Bailey, it also explains what the benefits of each of the 10 superfoods are, how they work to relieve stress in your body. And also, what else is in there? I describe the sleep or the stress and stress eating cycle that can happen. And so my whole outlook when I wrote that book was that if we're gonna eat because we're stressed, because most of us do, stress eating is a huge thing, like a really huge thing. And if we're gonna be eating because we're stressed, like what if we could use that and to work for us instead of against us? Like usually we reach for salty snacks or super sugary snacks or something that's fast and easy, which is usually fast and easy is not the best option, which is unfortunate, but it's just how it is. And so I wanted to put something together where we can make it fast and easy very simply. So just with a little bit of prep, a little bit of planning, a little bit of tuning into ourselves and knowing, you know, what kind of situations do we find ourselves feeling really stressed and reaching for food in, and then how to combat that. So what foods to actually reach for, how to have them ready when that strikes, so that we're not reaching for the tub of ice cream or the bag of chips or whatever, because, you know, especially as mothers, we are teaching our kids through our actions. And that was one of the things that really motivated me to learn about nutrition in the first place, was knowing that the habits that I grew up with and that my husband grew up with were leading us towards probably a lot of health issues. I was working as a medical transcriptionist. I was getting reports all the time of people with diabetes, type 2 diabetes, heart disease were the two big ones. And every single time, just about, you know, it was the doctors talking about lifestyle changes that could help them and turn things around for them. And I didn't want to wait until I was in a doctor's office and, you know, being told that you need to stop eating this or this is going to happen, or you need to stop doing this or this is going to happen. Or what happened to one of the patients that I was typing, which actually was it was like this defining moment in my life. I was typing a report, and the patient's family had been told that they needed to sign a DNR order, which is a do not resuscitate, for their family member who had severe health issues. And it was very clear in that report that the health issues were preventable if that person had made simple lifestyle changes earlier on in their life. And I walked out of my office after that report, and I cried to my husband, and I told him that we needed to change some things. And that was over 11 years ago. It still gets me choked up because I clearly remember what that felt like. I clearly remember feeling like we have the power to not have to go through this. We have the power to not be in a doctor's office, you know, weekly or regularly at all for things, and being on medications for things. And, you know, that we could just make some simple changes now. And it's not guaranteed, of course, nothing is guaranteed, but the likelihood of us suffering from those illnesses is so much less just from changing our habits. And that's what I want for myself, and that's what I want for my kids, and that's what I want for their kids. And I want them to know, and I want you to know, that it's not only is self-care not selfish, it is essential. It is essential for our happiness. It is essential for our livelihood. It is essential for our patience and getting to enjoy our children for as long as possible. And that's really the core of why I do what I do, and why I share what I share, and why I share that with my kids, and they do this stuff with me, because it's so important. And I feel like if I can make it easier for anyone else, less complicated, less overwhelming, less scary, because that's the thing too. You know, I felt really scared at first because I really didn't know what I was doing, and there's so much conflicting information, and I wasn't really sure. I knew how to look up medical information, and so that's pretty much where I started, because I knew how to find that kind of credible information and not follow that whole smoke screen of the health food industry, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. But yeah, so that's what I came on to share with you today. I went a little bit beyond what I meant to say, but I hope that that's helpful, and I hope that that resonates with you. And I will go ahead and post the link for the Power Pack. That was the Eat to Beat Stress book and the 10 stress busting breakfasts. They're both ebooks. So you will click the link, and when you purchase those, you'll get those both as a digital download right away. and be able to use those right away. So I'll post the link for that for you, and I will be posting some more goodies in here over the next few weeks. We are in the process of moving, so that's going to make things extra fun and challenging, but I'm not going anywhere. I will be present in this group. If you have any questions or comments, I would love to see them in the comments section below, and I'll see you again in here soon. I hope you have a good night. Bye-bye.